Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Colombo. And the Emperor has arrived. And the Emperor has decreed that the enemy must be punished. So, who are we to deny the Emperor? Am I right? We will be yet a tool for the Emperor's bidding. The enemy team on this map has decided that they do not fear the Colombo. I'm going to show them why they're wrong. So, if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and punch that subscribe button. I post daily content for you guys. And punch that like button if you enjoy what I'm doing. If you too want to inflict the will of the Emperor on the enemy, game after game. Now, one thing I am going to mention is that we have a destroyer player right next to me that actually is going to be in chat, and I will also be in chat throughout this match. It's an amazing concept that I think most people overlook because screaming babies and terrible music and angry people. But I've been getting back into chat lately, and I've been having a lot of fun with matches where I get to talk to my teammates. So, first shot out, we got a Des Moines. Obviously, we do not overmatch the Des Moines with our 15-inch guns. Des Moines is reversing, so a lot of our shells simply do no damage. However, the Des Moines, having been in a position of relative safety, has decided that he no longer wants to be safe. He would much rather come out and go full broadside and just absolutely beg to be punished for it. So, the Emperor demands a sacrifice. But we don't get it. We absolutely punished him, though. Like, again, you have the power to sit there, bow in your Des Moines. And you're like, oh, I just shattered some rounds, but I took like 3,000 damage. Let me just go broadside. How could that possibly go horrific? Ask this Yamato who beaches himself or just decides to sit here. I don't know which. I think he just sits here. I don't think he actually beached himself. Full broadside to a Colombo. 16 rounds down range. Bonk. Half his health gone. Like, what do you want? What do you expect? Like, everybody over here is like, it's just a Colombo. I don't understand why I should fear the Colombo. Well, let me teach you, young Padawan. Now we've switched from the Roman Empire over to Star Wars. But here we lob a shot over the island again. Easiest shot in the world. And we take another chunk off his health. Has he learned his lesson yet? We're up to 6 citadels in under 3 minutes. With a battleship. Yeah. Probably shouldn't just sit there broadside, dum-dum. Just saying. Now, I'm not... Okay. Maybe that was a bit harsh. But I don't think so. Like, if you are one of those people who just pull up, go broadside, and sit there, you are part of what's wrong with the game. And you're also probably in the higher percentage of likelihood to go onto Facebook or Reddit and complain about the game being unfair to you. Which, I think we can all agree, if you're just pulling up and going broadside, it's not the game's fault. You just don't know what you're doing. Plain and simple. With Spartan, they're a legendary tier. They clearly know what they're doing. You're wrong. You're just wrong. As we place a nasty shot straight through the superstructure. Do you see the difference here? One person is taking what the enemy gives him. The other person is shooting belt armor and getting not a lot of damage. Now, in fairness, this guy is going to change his strategy. He's going to start shooting a little bit further forward, going for the cheek armor in front. But look at these shots. There he puts a couple of shells into the superstructure. But look at my shot for the superstructure compared to his. You see the difference? I am targeting his superstructure. Why? Because I know it's easy damage. I also know that I don't overmatch him, and he's angled pretty well when I'm loaded. This time, you can see he does shoot through the cheek, and he gets a result. He knocks out a turret. He gets some good damage. Like, it's crazy, the concept. Like, when somebody is offering you the belt to shoot, they're probably expecting you to shoot at the belt. So don't shoot at the belt. Like, if they're going full broadside, it's a different story, like the Yamato did earlier, or the Des Moines. Like, if they're doing that, then it's a different story. But if they're sitting there, angled, and they're just, like, showing you just enough, they're lifting the skirt just enough to entice you to shoot at their belt, most of the time you're going to look like an idiot. Just say it. And if you do that to me while I'm, like, actually moving, what I will end up doing 9 times out of 10 is closing the angle, and you will get plink, plink, plink sounds. That's what you get. But finally, Yamato goes down far too late, actually. I think he should have been dev-struck in the first 2 salvos. But what do I know? You know, it's just a Yamato sitting full broadside at less than 12 kilometers, and a Colombo shooting 16 rounds of armor piercing downrange that are absolutely disgusting. Now, this is the part where the chat comes into play. I am still spotted. There's only 1 destroyer in the lobby. Nobody is spotted back, and the only things against us is battleships. By process of deduction, I think we can deduce that the destroyer's nearby. Right? What a concept. Now watch what my destroyer does next. He's going to try to put himself in position to intercept the destroyer and spot him for both of us. What a concept. Teamwork makes the dream work, folks. The Romans knew it. That's why they had the largest non-conscripted volunteer army back in the day. Like, I don't think the Romans get enough credit for what they were able to do. Like, yes, they grew a massive empire. Yes, they did some terrible things. I'm not saying that they were great, okay, as far as what they were doing. But they did bring some great concepts into the world, like you know, the rule of law. You know, instead of letting everybody just do as they please and letting all the craziness go crazy, right? Like, because I think we can all agree that when man is left to his own devices, evil abounds. Period. You need laws. You need order. And the Romans did, for what it's worth, bring that. But one of the things that I liked the most about them was the fact that they understood that a slave army is not as effective as a volunteer army. And by volunteer, I'm not saying that their army didn't get paid. It's the exact opposite. They actually paid their armies, which is something nobody did back then. It was unheard of. Why? Because nobody really had the money, right? But on top of that, like, they would much rather, it was much easier to grab, like, take territory and then inscript or conscript those new slaves. I mean, let's get it out of the way. They are slaves. They do not have a choice in the matter. Their territory has been conquered. Their homes have been destroyed. A lot of times razed straight to the ground, and then they were all taken from their homes and forced into servitude. Let's be real. That's what happened, and that was all over the world, and that was normal back then. And the Romans, they decided that, you know, a more effective strategy was to entice people to join their armies by paying them. And they ended up with a much more professional and effective army that vastly dominated the more stereotypical armies of their day. Which was a lot of interesting. I love history. Do you guys love history? See, I'm of the mindset, and I love all history. Like, I love, like, ancient history. I love, like, more recent history. You guys obviously see me playing World Warships, but I love history. And some of my favorite history videos of all time are the Fat Electrician's, like, videos where he talks about all the little things. Like, if you guys don't know who the Fat Electrician is, where have you been hiding? Dude is funny as crap, man. And he teaches you a lot of interesting stories, too. Like, there's so many great stories out there, and he has such a unique way of telling them that is entertaining as well as informative, and I love the way he talks. So shout out to the fat electrician. But also, I just love history. I always have. Like, and I am of the mindset that if we don't respect our history and learn our history, then we're doomed to repeat it. And I think that a lot of that is actually showing up as we speak in the world today. I think a lot of people have forgotten life lessons over the years, and they are doomed to repeat them. But top of the leaderboard, 175,000 damage. Shout out to my destroyer pal that was next to me in that one, and shout out to all the Reds who underestimated the Colombo and did not live to tell the tale. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you guys into history as much as I am? And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.